Lions. The world's most iconic cats. But cats that are heading for extinction. With wilderness disappearing across Africa, lion numbers have almost halved in the last 20 years. So every cub counts. Their struggle to survive and thrive is more important than ever, as the future of their species depends on it. And one of the last refuges for this embattled species is the wildlife haven of the Luangwa Valley in Zambia. Our team follows 2 lion prides for 6 months.
2 huge males coming back to claim their territory.
Through the heat of the day and into the hidden world of the night.
Seeing them like this is just quite extraordinary.
To uncover behavior never seen before. And better understand the challenges confronting lions. We'll be right in the lion's den.
The lions are coming.
Oh my goodness. She's coming.
Following them every step of the way.
If the rest of the pride don't find this little cub, then I think he's got very little chance.
Can these cubs make it through their first and most dangerous year and provide hope for the survival of the species? It's May, and Zambia's 6-month-long rainy season is finally over. Young cub, Pip, named by local researchers, is with his mother and the rest of the pride. This family group has lived in this national park for generations, and is currently made up of 3 mothers and 7 boisterous cubs. Pip's sticking close to his family because he's only 5 months old, still entirely dependent on his pride. The females will have a tough job keeping him safe through the dry season. This pride lives in one of the wildest places in Africa. South Luangwa, 3,500 square miles of national park, is full of some of the continent's most celebrated wildlife. With over 500 species, from iconic giants to masterful killers. But even among these superstars, there's only one king. The lion. Top of the food chain, with no natural predators. Their power isn't just about muscle and teeth. Their real strength comes from the family bond. They have the strongest social ties of any big cat. The adults raise their young together and defend the pride from outside threats. But their youngsters are incredibly vulnerable. In Africa, 8 out of 10 die before the age of 2. If accidents and injury don't get them, bush enemies are lining up to kill them. So the cubs need to learn survival skills quickly. Following their next critical 6 months will be specialist lion cameraman Nathan. He's an expert in Luangwa and has spent 20 years with these prides. But this is the first time he'll be living with them 24/7.
Everyone thinks of lions as the king of the jungle, but they are vulnerable when they're younger, because elephants will kill them, buffaloes will kill them, other lions will kill them. Even small warthogs are incredibly dangerous.
Nathan will be working with wildlife filmmaker Katie as they embed themselves with the prides.
Lions are the most extraordinary animals. They are beautiful creatures with an incredibly complex social structure.
To understand them properly, the team will be living right in the lion's den.
We couldn't be in a better place to follow these guys of lions.
And just hours after arriving, a visitor reminds the team whose patch this is.
The lions are coming.
Oh. Oh, they're coming, they're coming.
In the tent now.
Okay.
She's coming.
She's here, she's here.
Sam, get back.
That was too close for comfort.
Lions' confidence comes from being superb predators. Pip's beginning to develop those hunting skills, and he's doing it through play. This rough and tumble is teaching Pip and his siblings skills that will be vital in just a few months' time. They're learning how to stalk and wrestle prey to the ground. It's fun for now, but it's key to their future survival. And the mothers will be the ones to teach them this vital skill. "85% of lion hunts within prides are conducted by females. Working together doubles their chances of success. But the odds are against them. Only 2 out of 10 hunts are successful. Pip's still too young to hunt or to defend himself from outside aggressors. His protectors should be the males of the pride. They're a coalition of 3 battle-hardened brothers, and due to their unique hairstyles, are known locally as the Punks. They took over this pride last year, and one of these bruisers is Pip's father. But these males spend time away from the pride. Just at the stage when Pip is starting to explore. He's one of the older cubs, and the first of his siblings to start taking an interest in other animals. This fascination is instinctive, and it's enticing him away from the safety of his family. Later, it'll get him into trouble. Pip needs to watch his back. Leopards compete with lions for food and take any opportunity to kill a cub. and Luangwa boasts one of the densest leopard populations in Africa. These silent assassins have a very different social life to lions.
Leopards are incredibly solitary. Very rarely, unless mating, get together.
But dangerously close to Pip, Nathan's found an exception to the rule. 2 leopards together. Luckily for Pip, they're distracted by a family dispute.
So this is Chibudzua and Malika, mother and daughter leopard. Mother Malika up in the tree. She's trying to get rid of the daughter Chibudzua up at the bottom here. Chibudzua is an adult now, so there's a bit of conflict. She doesn't want to leave. So she's constantly following around and, you know, wants mum, really.
But it's vital for both of them that Chibudzua strikes out on her own.
I mean, you can only have so many leopards in a territory, so mother needs to push her out. She must get on her own, find her own feet. But unfortunately, that's the world out here. You get pushed out and you've got to look after yourself.
The young leopard has to leave soon, whether she wants to or not. And she'll be looking out for prey. Big cats like lions tend to eat every couple of days. More so when they're lactating, as they're sharing their calories with their cubs. Today, the mothers have gone hunting. Pip and the other cubs have been left in the charge of a lethargic father.
Look, he's getting slightly irritated. The amazing thing about Pip and his siblings is that they're in this transition stage between being a playful cub and a predator. They're now starting to be more interested in prey. So when you watch them, you can see other animals come, they're starting to just look and see what's happening.
Wildebeest, a favorite prey. However, the cubs aren't paying attention to the nervous herd. Because coming straight for them is a serious threat. A lone male buffalo, half a ton of muscle and horn.
Has he got blood around his mouth? And the back, oh, he's been attacked. I can't see, but if the cubs are still behind that tree, that buffalo is very, very close to them. Buffalo are massive. They are seriously dangerous animals. They're so strong, and they can easily kill a lion.
But rather than staying and protecting the cubs, the male has left them to fend for themselves.
Okay, this buffalo is coming, looking at the tree, so they need to stay hidden.
The cubs follow their instincts and don't move a muscle.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
The buffalo chooses not to attack, but the danger isn't over.
There's a massive herd of buffalo just behind them.
And they're heading straight towards Pip. Lion cub Pip and his siblings are cornered under this tree, in the path of hundreds of buffalo.
If these buffaloes come across lions, they will kill them, they will trample on them. Okay, so there's one cub moving away, but there's a massive herd of buffalo just behind them. So these cubbies really need to get into safety quickly before the buffalo come.
Pip still hasn't moved.
There's 2 moving towards the tree. Pip needs to move really quickly. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. No, he's starting to run. He's starting to run towards the cubs. Oh my goodness. Okay. He's chased the cubs off.
It's a lucky escape for Pip. And the cubs are spurred further trials with the return of their mothers. Growing up in the bush is dangerous for all youngsters. For many animals, it's the green season that provides the safest time to raise offspring. The vegetation is lush and provides cover, and the rivers are full. Everyone has their own way of protecting their young. For these yellow baboons, safety comes in numbers. One lookout stays in the tree, whilst the rest of the troop spread out to forage. These babies are around 8 weeks old. And their patient mothers act as nursemaids, groomers, playmates, and even chauffeurs. It's not unusual to have a godfather, a male baboon, who looks out for an infant's welfare, even if they do sometimes play a bit rough. If these youngsters can stay safe for another 8 months, they will be able to fend for themselves. But all too often, the vulnerable don't make it. A mile or so deep into the bush, these two young brothers, Prince and Ziggy, are outcasts. They used to be in Pip's pride, but unlike their smaller cousin, they had a difficult start in life. Last year, they faced the biggest threat cubs can encounter. A quarter of all cubs are killed by invading males trying to take over prides. The brutal purge is to ensure that they can mate with the females themselves and start their own dynasty. Prince and Ziggy's siblings were killed in this way, so their mother, with some of her sisters, ran away from the pride to ensure the cubs' safety. Now, they live as outcasts.
The females had 4 cubs, and 2 of them were taken by a roaming male and killed. So these females are looking after the last 2 cubs.
But they protect their cubs really aggressively. I mean, they'll put up a real fight. I've seen some really injured females after defending their cubs. Some really sad moments of females wandering around for days calling for their lost cubs. Very sad to watch.
The cub's mother, Rosa, is wearing a tracking collar fitted by a research group, working to keep her safe. Her cubs still need her. Prince and Ziggy won't be old enough to look after themselves for at least another year.
You can distinctly see the spots on the prints in the front there. You can see the flies are bothering them as well, the tails flicking.
Like all lions, Prince and Ziggy were born with spots, which can help camouflage them when they're at their most helpless. But they'll need more than spots to keep them safe as they grow up.
If another male comes into the territory, he may try and kill the 2 young cubs. He may chase them out, and then the problem is they're too young to survive on their own, so there's a very small chance that they'll survive, actually.
It's not just cubs who are under threat here. Being embedded in the middle of lion country brings danger.
We're trying to cook dinner at the moment, and the lions have actually come around to the lagoon to drink. few have come up round the back and a few have come through the bushes, so we're kind of semi-surrounded by them. Adds a bit of excitement. So there's a lion just sitting about 15 meters over here.
Do you think they're watching us?
Yeah, you know, it's a bit fun for them. A bit like TV, you know, get a bit bored in the bush.
In fact, Luangwa is teeming with life at night. The only way to show this hidden world is with a thermal imaging camera. One of only 2 on the planet able to capture such detailed images. Prince and Ziggy don't need any help to see in the dark. Their eyes have exceptional light sensitivity, 8 times better than humans. Which helps explain why 75% of hunting is done at night. For many of the animals here, though, night brings disadvantages. This baboon troop is nesting in the safety of the trees, for good reason. Their vision is useless in the pitch black. They're virtually blind. Being this high means they're out of reach of most predators. But not all. Chipodzua, the leopard that wouldn't leave home, has struck out on her own. This is the first time she's been seen hunting without her mother. She's taking a risk. Baboons have been known to mob and severely wound attacking leopards. But Chipodzua is hungry and the darkness works to her advantage. The baboons can only sense her. She can see. Chipodzua has proved she can be independent. Nearby, Prince and Ziggy are sticking close to their mother and aunt for protection. But their worst nightmare has just walked into their patch. Two roaming males. They're dangerously close to Prince and Ziggy, and if they come across the cubs, will almost certainly attack them. Hearing the calls, their mother Rosa takes no chances and leads her cubs away. With danger this close, she needs a new strategy to keep them safe. It's 5:30 a.m. Katie confirms the males from last night are definitely strangers to the territory and therefore a threat. Nathan is on his way to Prince and Ziggy's last location. But when he finds them, the cubs are not alone. Prince and Ziggy are sitting just meters from their old pride.
Absolutely everybody's here. The females, the outcast females, the cubs.
Their mother wants to reintroduce them to their former pride, Pip's pride. But there are three big problems. The punks. These battle-hardened males did not father Prince and Ziggy, so they are likely to attack them.
It's not looking really good.
The next few moments could be a matter of life or death. Young brothers Prince and Ziggy are in real danger. Their mother Rosa has brought them back to within meters of her old pride.
Absolutely everybody's here. The females, the cubs, all three punks.
The punks are three brothers who now rule this pride. They are not related to Prince and Ziggy, so are the cubs' biggest threat.
The punk males are not their fathers, so they might kill or chase them out.
Last year, Rosa had to flee this pride, taking Prince and Ziggy with her, when a rival male invaded the territory and killed two of her cubs. Now it seems she wants to return.
This is the first time that we've seen Prince and Ziggy near Pip, so pride structures possibly coming together again.
But first, Rosa will need the punks to accept her cubs, Prince and Ziggy. With ears back in an aggressive stance, the dominant punk is looking far from welcoming. Scientists have recently discovered that lionesses are wired differently to males. Rosa's brain has evolved to plan, manipulate, and deceive. She needs to be clever if she's to control this big, powerful punk. She needs to divert him, so she comes on strong, as if she's ready to mate.
It looks like she's actually trying to distract the males from Prince and Ziggy.
She presents herself to him, and then adopts a submissive posture. The male's urge to mate is strong. Rosa is running rings around the king of the jungle. It's unusual to see such blatant deception. But the other lionesses don't like it. These are their males. Seeing another female getting attention seems to be making them jealous. And it's the punks they punish. Prince and Ziggy could be next in the firing line. While the punks are distracted, Rosa leads her cubs away to safer ground. Rosa's plan to rejoin the pride will have to wait. Over the following weeks, the heat rises, with daily temperatures in the mid-30s, forcing the animals towards the dwindling water. And each other. With the heat comes lethargy. Lions are the least active of all cats. And when it's this hot, they can rest over 20 hours a day.
Lions are incredibly lazy. I mean, they just lie around for hours. And just when you hope they're going to get up, you think, okay, the sun's set, it's time to get up. And they carry on lying there for another 6 hours.
But Pip isn't letting a bit of heat stop him exploring. He's now a healthy 6.5 months old, and no longer depends on his mother for milk. His inquisitiveness is still growing. And he's not the only young animal wandering alone.
Oh, we got a young hyena. Really curious. It's come right up to the car and is sniffing.
Curiosity is key in young animal development, especially in carnivores who need to explore every opportunity to find food.
Hopefully it's not going to pull the little parts of the car because they actually get quite curious and start biting. And I mean, they've been known to chew tyres and things like that, so they can be a little bit of a hindrance, but he's quite very cute and curious. Hyenas always portrayed as, unfortunately, the villains of the bush because they look quite scary. But they're incredibly inquisitive and these huge, huge black eyes. And they have this thing of trying to look at you out of the corner of our eye as if they're trying to see around, like what's around there. The strongest jaws in Africa and incredibly strong shoulders and neck for carrying huge kills.
Spotted hyenas.
Calling in the far distance over there and another one answering in the distance over there. And this guy's just sitting here listening quietly.
It's a bit cooler at night, a mere 20 degrees. Pip and the rest of the pride finally stop. This waterhole is a favorite playground for the cubs. But once again, Pip has wandered off by himself. The pride haven't got the big males with them for protection, and as the cubs aren't the only animals here, they need to be careful, Rection. Five hours later, at dawn, Nathan sets out to check on Pip and his siblings. It doesn't take him long to discover something worrying.
Just saw one of the cubs running along by himself go down into a gully. And now we can't see him, and we can't see any of the other pride.
If it's Pip, and he's still separated from his family, he's in trouble.
There's no sign of
Adult lions leave a scent trail wherever they go, from 7 glands spread across their face, paws, and tail. But Pip's tracking skills aren't honed yet, so he'll struggle to find his family. His best hope is hearing his mother calling for him. Lions have excellent hearing, 4 times better than our own. And with ears that can rotate, can identify prey more than a mile away. But a lion's roar can carry even further, up to 5 miles. If Pip keeps his ears open, he will hear his mother's call. But Pip can't call back.
He hasn't developed big enough vocal cords. He's a very small little guy still.
Leaving Pip in his predicament seems tough.
Yeah, very tempted just to grab him by the scruff of the neck and drop him off for the rest of the pride if we knew where they were, but obviously we can't.
National park authorities forbid interference with any animals. Pip heads into an inaccessible area, and Nathan loses sight of him. The young cub is now completely on his own in thick bush, full of threats. Two miles away, Katie and guide Paul have tracked down Pip's siblings.
Yeah, the mounds. Just straight ahead.
Oh, got the cubs.
And the mothers aren't far away.
Oh, I can see something. Oh, yeah.
The females have brought down a half-ton buffalo. The whole family gets to feed, except for Pip, who is still lost. His mother and aunts haven't forgotten him. They take it in turns to circle the area, searching for their vulnerable cub. But so far, they haven't picked up his scent. Not far away, there's more danger. Leopard Chipidzua is now completely independent, and she's looking for another kill. She's heading towards the area where Pip was last seen. As evening comes, the young cub is still alone. A mile away, Pip's mother continues to search for him. Nathan's not giving up on Pip either. And just as the sun is about to set, he finds him. Pip's returned to the last place he saw his family. He's back where Nathan first spotted him 12 hours ago.
Still on his own. Still quite a long way off. So it's going to be a bit of an uncertain long night for him, I think.
Pip's only hope now is that his mother somehow finds him.
Hopefully, I mean, if we're lucky, she might retrace her steps to where they were yesterday, which was very, very close.
But as day turns to night, there's no sign of his mother, and Pip disappears back into the bush. The other 6 cubs are on the kill, apparently unaware they've lost one of their own. But then, 2 shapes appear in the distance. Against the odds, Pip's mother has tracked down her cub.
Things happen here that you can never believe.
It's really nice to see a happy ending on this really long and very eventful day.
The next morning, the pride is still together. And the wanderer has a very fat little belly. Also, there are some welcome arrivals. The punks have reappeared during the night, much to the delight of the lionesses. Although the fresh kill might be the main attraction.
There's quite a little bit of socialising going on. Yeah, the males have joined, all the cubs are present. So it's really, really nice to see sort of all sort of pleasant, happy families.
Pip is sticking to his mother for now. But this happy status quo could all change in a heartbeat.
You just don't know what's going to happen next. Anything can happen. But fingers crossed for now, everything's looking really, really good today.
Pip is back where he belongs. And 3 miles away, Prince and Ziggy are safe with their mother. There's a long, dry season ahead for all our cubs, with prey streaming into their territory. Will they thrive and help to secure the future of their species? Next time, a menacing duo threaten our cubs.
2 huge males coming back to claim their territory.
A young elephant faces a night alone.
This little guy is so vulnerable out here.
And the trio of tiny cubs emerge from hiding.
These 3 cubs look in absolutely fantastic condition, full of bees, bouncing around and playing.